And the police state ends with me. And we've made it one more day. Today I was going to focus on a specific video I saw on the internet. There are just so many that I think it best just to speak about this topic and let you look at the many videos online yourself if you want to. I mean, it's not hard to find them. They're all over YouTube, and then just do a Google search. But indeed, there are a huge amount of videos online of police escalating rather than de-escalating encounters with citizens into violent confrontations or tickets, fines, fees, arrests, or worse. The Bartlesville police, in my own personal experience, do everything they can to escalate a situation into terrible consequences for citizens. As I've detailed in prior videos of their terrible treatment of citizens and breaches of civil and human rights. A general example that you can see by looking online and seeing many videos that are similar to this. Let me walk you through this example that you can, like I said, you can see in many videos. A couple or more police officers approach a citizen on the street, get in front of that citizen, block their path, and then demand to talk to them for no reason. The citizen then tries to assert their Fifth Amendment right and remain silent and not talk to the police and just simply move on about their business, walk on down the street, which is supposed to be their right in a free country. The police will provide no reason whatsoever for detaining them, but will refuse to let the person pass. One police officer will then crowd the citizen while another officer walks right up behind the citizen. The police officer in front will then begin touching the citizen, poking the citizen in the chest or face, or grabbing at them, or waving their hands in their face, stepping in front of them. Mind you, for no charge, no crime, no arrest. The citizen, as a normal reaction, tries to back away from the officer that's in front of them behaving so crazy, but bumps into the police officer behind him. That police officer behind him then pushes the citizen forward into the police officer in front of him. Now the citizen is stuck, getting poked by that officer that's in front of him, and eventually the citizen tries to push that officer's hand away from poking at him, and then the officer grabs the citizen and starts beating him. They beat down the citizen, then charge him with resisting arrest and striking a police officer for doing a natural reaction to getting poked and pushed. I mean, if someone pokes or pushes you, it's a natural human reaction. You're not going to just stand there. You're going to back away. But when you back away, you run into the police officer behind you, he shoves you forward, then you get hit harder in the chest, and your natural reaction is throw your hands up and protect yourself, just like that. Oh, as soon as you touch their hands, they're all over you. Now you've assaulted a police officer because they've created this event. Now, of course, they were committing assault and battery on you. The assault being the threat of touching you a second time, the battery is actually touching you. But since they have no accountability and no one's going to do anything to them, they can assault and batter you. And as soon as you simply do a natural human reaction of throw your hands up to protect yourself, you've touched them. And these crazy laws in this country, they then use that law against you to say, well, you battered me, you hit me. No, I was putting my hands up to protect you from hitting me. Either way, they're just going to lie. So there's no reason for the stop or detaining of the citizen. No crime, but the police just harassed and battered the citizen, falsified a police report, then arrested the citizen. Now, like I said, you can go and look all over the internet. This is not uncommon. It is all over the internet and videos, folks. I mean, it's extremely common. And as we've discussed in prior videos about the for-profit prison system and the 13th Amendment, the police, and as I've seen with the behavior of the Bartlesville police, want to and do escalate situations with citizens. Unless you are a corporation, wealthy, or well-connected, they want to escalate everything into a fine, a fee, a ticket, a seizure, a theft, an arrest, an illegal detention, or worse. Their entire goal when they approach you is to get money, property, or your liberty from you. Again, unless you are a privileged corporation, wealthy, or well-connected people. And you're only lucky if all they're doing is jumping up in your face with their finger, pointing at you and threatening you, coming that close to touching you in the eye with their finger, which makes any person throw their hand up, which then if you just graze their hand, they say you've assaulted a police officer. Now you're up for a felony, and you're up for, I believe in Oklahoma, at minimum of 5 years in prison, just for throwing your hands up to keep someone from poking you in the eye. I mean, you're just lucky if that's all you get, because, like I said, most of the videos show just them pushing and pushing and pushing you, shoving you, getting right up next to you, and then the person in front of you poking you in the face. You step backwards, you've now touched a police officer. Now they shove you, and now you've touched another police officer. They're throwing you around, and they're going to lie. And unfortunately, even when video evidence shows up, the corrupt DAs and judges just throw the book at the person. I mean, like I said, I was going to point out a specific video that happened just the other day, but there's just too many. I don't want to point you to a video and people go, well, that's a one-time event. That doesn't happen all over. No, look it up. It happens every single day. It happens twice, 3, 4 times a day. And there's more, and that's just the ones on video. Imagine all the ones that are happening that aren't on video. It happens every day. So much it would be impossible to even go over all of the cases. And this is one of those obvious police state tactics that you can't say happens every single time a police officer comes around, but you can say it happens so often that is a pattern of behavior, a method of operation by the police, no accident, and indeed a planned and orchestrated activity to harm citizens. Again, go back and look at those videos about 13th Amendment and slavery. They want you in prison because once you're in prison, you can work for a corporation as a slave. You have to. That's the law. Read the 13th Amendment again. And it's just more police state suffering that, making the citizens suffer in the United States of America. The incarceration nation. It's outrageous. It's just, what I say, it's just more police state tactics that the citizens of the United States of America have to suffer. And, I say no more. No more. It just makes me sick. It makes me absolutely sick that we're so propagandized that people go around pounding their chest, waving flags and saying, we're the best country in the world, we're free. Well, like I said, if you're a corporation, you're a wealthy or well-connected person, you might be. But take a look at what's happened to the rest of us. These crazed, out of control, roaming gang of armed robbers, the Bartlesville police, along with their corrupt district attorney and corrupt judges in Washington County of Oklahoma, in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, there is no law. These are the criminals. Okay? I mean, you're simply not safe from them. And you can say, well, it hasn't happened to me. No, these are good people. Well, just wait and see. When people are so dumbed down that they just believe whatever the media reports the police said, that they believe the people are guilty. Like I said, go back and look at the video where they're using the system as a punishment, the cost of the system itself, where this DA in Washington County of Oklahoma charges everybody that the police just say to, and then waits until the day before the jury trial and then drops the charges. I mean, they're just defaming people. They're just destroying people's lives, costing them thousands and thousands of dollars in court fees, detentions, loss of jobs, loss of careers, loss of livelihood, loss of friends and family, just so they can laugh and giggle about it. And I know they're doing that. I know they're laughing and giggling about it and teasing people about it because Will Drake, an assistant district attorney for Washington County of Oklahoma, put a Facebook post on my Facebook page that you can look at. A teasing, sarcastic Facebook post on my Facebook page. And he was, I believe, the district attorney that came along in the ride-along with the police to raid my home. This is a game to them. They are so corrupt and so bold as to believe they'll never be held accountable because they probably won't be held accountable. But I'm telling you something, I ain't shutting up. And these people are criminals. Criminals of the worst order. They're intelligent criminals. They're not dumb. They're not doing this stuff on accident. This isn't a mistake. They're doing this on purpose. These are people who were criminals before they got into these jobs. They got into these jobs because they knew that they would have no consequences for their criminal behavior. They're psychopathic and they're sociopathic. From sociopathic, they have no ability to see you as a person. They see you as an object, and they have no compassion or morals. And psychopathic is they get a kick out of harming innocent people, stealing their property, harming them, breaching their civil rights, detaining them, not allowing them to use the bathroom, things like that. They get a big kick out of that. And like I said, I know they do, because they will do these things to you and then put Facebook posts teasing you. Isn't that cute? These are psychopathic, sociopathic criminals we have here. And like I said, I can complain to every senator and every person I can get a hold of, and nobody will do anything. That is the country. That's not just here in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and Washington County, Oklahoma. That's this country. The powers that be have allowed these people to have ultimate power. They can do anything. They're above the law. No more. Now, I want to point out, I haven't pointed this out in a long time. What I'm going through is awful and completely unacceptable or livable. But I believe it's about 1% of what the minority communities and minorities are going through in this corrupt police state. I don't know how you stand it. You're tougher than me. And I don't pretend that what I'm going through even remotely matches what minorities and minority communities are encountering from this corrupt police state. However, even what I'm going through, going on a year now, is too much, and it must stop. The police state ends with me. And with that said, I'll see you tomorrow.